October 13th, 2003. It was terrible. When a child turns 3 years old, you have to, the child has to be, I want to say interviewed, but tested by the local school district. We didn't realize how off he was. We didn't know what it was. We didn't know what autism was. We had no idea. This woman found me crying in the parking lot. She took me to her home, got out her big binder, and that's how we started with our research. I'm trying to get all the knowledge I can to figure out what it is. You didn't really say much, I don't think, at that time, because you didn't know what to do, huh?
Nope. Michelle did all the research, and then she would relay the research onto me. Personally, I didn't like to read about it because I was living it. To try to sit there and say that your child is autistic. You want a typical child. But I wouldn't trade it for the world now. I wouldn't trade it for the world.
Hey Scott, do you love Daddy? Scott, do you love Daddy? Yeah.
Growing up, I played sports all the time. That's all I did. A father always dreams of having a son that will play sports, and you're going to be there, and you're going to play catch out in the backyard. That's one thing, yes, that you miss. I think our relationship's a little bit stronger than some typical parents' relationships, just because I don't know. We're more, I should say, more physical hugs and tickling and roughhousing. He likes all that stuff.
Everybody kept saying, "Oh, he's going to be with you forever. He's never going to be able to live independently, and he's never going to be able to have a family." And somebody, I think, even told us he should be institutionalized, because at the time, even 10 years ago, there wasn't half as much information as there is today. So that's, to this day, that's still my biggest fear. I know a lot more about autism, but I don't know what his future holds. And I'm scared to death about what his future holds, because if I'm not here, who's going to take care of him?
What's wrong?
Why are you sad? What?
C-A-I, car.
I've really still struggled to get out of that. I'm trying hard, and I'm a very emotional person, especially when it comes to my kids. And I don't know how to be happy, because I worry so much about everything and everybody. And I know I have to take care of myself, because if I can't take care of myself, I'm not going to be able to take care of anybody else. But yeah, this has been an ongoing thing that I haven't been able to battle yet. And again, it's just I worry too much. There's so much worry all the time. You don't ever want to outlive your children, but I do, because I know he'll be safe. So, right. Can I have a kiss? Can I have a kiss, please? No, you give Mommy a kiss. I love you. I love you, Scott.
It's kind of heartbreaking, because he was absolutely normal until he was 3 years old. He was just like every other kid, and all of a sudden, it's just like, it's very sad for a grandmother. It just makes you hurt. But he's so special. He's really a great kid. Scott, what does Scott want? You want me to rub your back or your arm?
Arm.
Arm. Whereabouts on your arm? Right here? Does that feel good? What about your hand? Can you do that to me? Oh, you want Nana to do the other hand. Okay.
Every child on the spectrum is so different that they need different things too. Scott, we found, he has big sensory issues. We were wondering why out of nowhere he tantrums, behavior issues. Why was he screaming for no reason? We were just sitting in the car. Something like a fly would fly in and he would just flip out. Why? Now we're finding it's sensory. He has sensory overload is what it is, and that's what causes all of his behavior problems. the poor child, he needs so much from his environment that if he can't get it, he tries to seek it himself by either hurting himself or seeking some sort of relief from somebody else. He goes after Mia, his sister, a lot. She's the brunt of a lot of his frustrations.
He pinches me, or sometimes he wants to squeeze, so he comes up to me and tries to squeeze me, but he does it really, really hard. He wants the sensory.
Oh!
Me to be on the board for Special Haven, I was like ecstatic. I said, yeah, I want to be part of it. Especially like when it's something that means so much to Scott. I mean, this room it's a haven for him, you know, and it's just a room this big right now, and it's going to be bigger, and it's going to be great.
There's so many therapies, a lot of them have to do, and this is something fun, but it's also a therapy, and what sets it apart is there's no cost.
I have 2 children with special needs, and they were blessed to be able to be at special schools in England, and they have multi-sensory rooms. And when I came here, there was nothing, no sensory rooms at all. They hadn't even heard of the concept, and so I decided it was going to be my mission. We actually started Special Haven last year, but that was the right time. I wasn't ready before then. I now have the space to do it in, and the people around me who are willing to help me. In England, a lot of research has been done to show that these children really develop much better if they have that full sensory diet, as well as everything else that other children have in their everyday lives. But children with special needs don't always know how to fulfill those sensory requirements, and so the sensory room helps them to explore that.
Scott's the very first kid I ever worked with that had autism, and it's amazing to see these kids that have this disability because they're so easily agitated, they're so easily excitable. It's so interesting, you know, and it's when you watch them in a room like the sensory room, you can see how their senses are being almost like they're catered to.
I think a room like this kind of creates a different type of setting for them, a setting that's kind of, it's safe for one, and it's just kind of one of those places where they could feel comfortable. And I don't know if we could, you know, if every family can kind of create these environments in their own home. So that's what makes it kind of nice that I can kind of just come out here and bring the kids over.
Basically, I wanted other children to see this experience, to have it, and for other people to come in and say, I want that for my children. And hopefully, if we can spread the word, it won't just be one little sensory room in Antioch. Other people will take the idea and run with it.
Before, it was bad. But these are all the things that we've been working on and getting help with. Those little things people take for granted, you know? So we appreciate a lot.
Hey, Scotty. Scott. Scott Munson. Can you smile?